We've all had it happen. We're sitting there unbolting a bolt in a rusted channel, rusted motor, doesn't matter what it is the bolts rust, or you over tighten it and snap them off. But this one was rusted. We got it to spin out, and because it's inside a heater channel, I think the inside rusted up real good. So it got to a certain point and it wouldn't move. Tighten it up, it would tighten up, loosen up. We couldn't get that back of the rust to break loose. So finally the bolt just snapped, and now we're drilling it out. So what we're gonna do is, I don't think I can easy out it out, because even with the bolt head, it's not like I over tightened it and it snapped. It got to a certain point and just wouldn't let go. So what we're gonna do is drill it out and tap it. We're just gonna drill it to a bigger size and then tap it. If the drill bit gets stuck in it and it threads it in, that's a possibility, and then it would just stay inside the channel, which would just be a rattle maybe, if you could even hear it. So on 2 of them, I already drilled out the center hole. So what we're gonna do is punch it dead center. And sometimes you might have to flatten it out. If it broke real twisted, I like getting a real good center punch on it. Let's see what's happening here. We're getting like a weird, right there. See how it wants to slip off? Okay, let's see where we're at. I'm just gonna take the drill bit and set it up there and see. No, we have a punch that's off to the side, so what I'll do, well, this one we might have to flatten out a little bit. But my suggestion is, when you buy bits, especially these small ones, buy a couple of them, because there's a good chance you're going to go through a couple. They like to break. All right, so I'm holding the drill at kind of an angle to get it to go back to center. And you drill it in a little bit, and then you kind of, as it's spinning, you slowly drop the drill down. And that got us back to center. So the idea is to move real slow. I drill at kind of a medium speed, and I don't push at all. And I love using dark thread cutting oil. I'm going to take this one and drill all the way through, just to make it to where the next size up goes a lot smoother. As long as you see metal coming out, you're cutting. Doesn't have to be a lot, just some. And they're afraid to use that cutting oil. Sometimes you can get it in the hole. Sometimes. Okay, that one's all the way through. So now since I'm filming this one, I'll go ahead and switch bits. And we'll go to the larger size. I got one more to drill out with the small one. I want to get the car up pretty high too, so you can drill straight on. All right, we're good and centered. Now this is the size for the tap. It's actually a little bit smaller for the tap size, so. We just want to make sure we're dead center of the bolt, or as close as possible. If you're not dead centered, you could take out the threads. Now this should just follow the center bolt right in. Okay, so that broke the bolt loose, unthreaded it basically. So I think we might be able to run the tap in, clean up the threads, and that'll be good. So let's do that. Well, we can see if the bolt just threads in. Kind of does. So I got the tap. Now, what I like to do is line up the threads and make sure it's right. The other thing you could do is take the bolt, thread it into a die, the one that actually rethreads these, and then you could get the number off, and then you could read the size of this. And the taps definitely need cutting oil. Never use a tap without one. And it's not regular oil. Cutting oil actually has, I think it has sulfur in it or something. Something to make it cut better. Don't understand that. I haven't researched that, but if you guys know, let me know in the comments. Run the tap in. Now the bolt should go right on in. There we go. So that's one done of 4. 1, 2, yeah, 4. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and drill this one out. Actually, I got the big bit in, so let's go ahead and do these. Now this one I didn't get dead center, so I'm, like before, I'm angling that drill bit and trying to get it to go as center as possible. Let's go ahead and add a little oil to it. Yeah, I'm slightly busting out of the top and not drilling quite on the bottom. I want to try to get it down as much as possible. Okay, that one we drilled all the way through. So this one we're going to have to tap. I'm going to try to take a pair of pliers and see if I can break that off, because that's going to be a handy. Punch a bit. All right. Now we have the hole there. Like I said, it's a little small on the drill bit size. But let me see if I can get this to start. Okay, got it to grab. Now you want to go forward with the tap. You want to go forward and then back out and then go forward again. So you want to cut, kind of cut and then back out, clear the thread out. Go in, back out. Go in, back out. Sometimes I feel like you have to pull it completely out to clean off the threads, clean out the channels, get that all cleaned up. Okay, that one's tapped. We got one more to do. Let's go ahead and pull this bolt out. That threads into there. All right, one more to do with the bigger bit. And then we got one to do way in the back, but we gotta do the whole kit and caboodle. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and drill this out and then we'll come back on that one. I think that one backed it out, which is great. Let me just go in here and clean up the threads. Get a little cutting oil on there. That's it. Gonna do it again. Perfect. Perfecto. All right. Now we're going to do that one back one, start to finish. Little hole to big hole to tap. Okay, this one was completely painted over, so whoever painted this knew what they were doing. They didn't even try to get the bolt out. Okay. Make sure we're dead center. Now on the other side, this nut actually ripped completely off the body. So this is a square nut that's welded in 4 corners. And then this gets all rotted out. This is the heater channel. These get water in them and then moisture and all that. And they become a rust area. So now let's see if how we can do here. This is why you want to be straight on. You don't want to be try to position yourself or the vehicle or whatever you're working on to where you're looking dead at it. If not, you could drill at an angle. All right. That one drilled rather quickly. For these type of jobs, you want either a drill sharpener, know how to sharpen the bits, or brand new bits. Because you need sharpness. You don't want to be pushing hard. You want the bit to cut. So you see how the bit catches and it basically stops? If you had left-handed drill bits, which they do make for this problem, you can take a left-handed drill bit and drill, so you drill basically in reverse. And if it catches like that, this one's rusted in, so it wouldn't work on this. But if you broke off a bolt like in a head or something like that, the idea is how that gets stuck. If it's going backwards, it's designed to pull out the thread. So if you're drilling backwards and it gets stuck and turns it, then sometimes you can back it right out, which is optimal. So left-handed drill bits are a thing, and it's not for people that are left-handed. So there's that. Easy outs work sometimes, but most of the time I've found this is the better way. And mainly because I'm working on old rusted stuff. If it's a bolt that just broke off in it new, then they probably work pretty good. But for what we're doing here, the thread is part of the part now, so we just have to go in and tap it out. All right, so you really don't need too many specialty tools for fixing broken bolts. Just drill bits, a drill, and a tap kit, which taps you should have anyways. It's really a good item to have, especially if you get stuff painted all the time. I go in after I paint a car and I go in and clean up all of the threads so you don't have paint buildup in it. So it's a good idea to do that. If you're doing bed liner or anything like that, you definitely need it. I went right back in my mouth. Okay, so we're done. That was easy, right? Okay, so basically this is what happened. My knees. All right. These bolts snapped off and were left in the area where we needed to put a new bolt. So we drilled it small, drilled it bigger, and then tapped it out. So there's that. I want to thank you guys for watching. And hopefully I showed you something you didn't know. If you did know this, then awesome. Leave it in the comments down below of something I could have done differently. You should know how to do this because you're gonna have this happen. If you're building cars, especially working on old cars, this is a 58 Volkswagen, you're gonna have bolts that break. It happens. So knowing how to drill out and tap a bolt is perfect. You know, you should know you should have that skill. You just should. I'm completely lost for words, but hey, thanks for watching and enjoy this this title stuff. And click on one of the links to go to another video because I got other cool videos. There's stuff to watch. I mean, they might not be cool, but I mean, leave it in the comments if they're not. Leave it in the comments if they are. If you get one thing out of this video, then I did my job. And that's why I do these videos. I want to teach as much as I can. Make it to where the next person doesn't have to struggle as hard as I did. So, see you on that one.